You guys. This is Zawadi, aka Emma. No, Emma, aka Zawadi, guys. Don't get it twisted now. Why are you crawling?
I'm looking at these videos.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
doing
all
some
right.
laundry.
Anyway, you guys, welcome to the channel. I'm fixing my hair, and thank you for tuning. We have a very productive discussion to have here today, guys. Let's see. I need to set this camera straight. All right, so welcome to the channel. If you're just joining me, don't mind me here. I'm taking a break from all my wahala. Oh my God, I just realized I have so much to do, so much to do. I've just added new clients to my talent management, and I have a lot to review. I just realized, oh my God, you guys, I'm so stressed out. I'm so stressed. It's a big one, though. It's a big one. What my client is one of the key players on the Black Panther movie, so I have to do some stuff for her and send it to the publicist, and do some write ups for her. And so now I'm just stressed out. I just realized that I have it to do, but I'm taking a break. So when I go on YouTube, it's like a break from all the all the work that I have to do. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Today we have a lot to discuss. We have a lot to discuss here on this YouTube channel, and also for those that have been asking me questions, non-stop questions about different things. Um, so let's share this live. Let's subscribe to this channel. Let's like it. Whatever I say in this channel, you don't obviously don't have to like everything that I say, but you can give me a thumbs up if you like any part of this discussion. Okay, so let's start. Let's start. So a lot of us are going back to Africa this December that's coming up. And I want you to say that. I asked this question today in one of my groups for the development, and I asked if and when you're having discussions about Africa, what comes to mind when somebody say the most developed country in Africa, right? Or perhaps what comes to mind when somebody says the most progressive country in Africa? What also comes to mind when you think about the the richest country in Africa? At some point, does Liberia register to you at all? At all, when you're asking yourself these questions, right? These are very reflective questions. That what's the richest country in Africa? What's the most progressive? What's the most visited country? Like when you think positively, does Liberia ever come to your mind at some point in your course of reflecting? So this is why we're having this discussion today, because I've been thinking, and I know that many of you, Liberians specifically, when I've all these things I've said, Liberia doesn't come to your mind. Liberia does not even cross your mind. But what if I sat here today and told you that Liberia is one of the richest countries in terms of resources? Some of you are going to debate with me all day, which I don't have time to debate with you all day. I would like you to go do your own research. What if I told you that we are one of the richest countries, all right, in terms of resources, and I would like to have a conversation surrounding that, but that's not the essence of this whole video. I just want you to be reflective as it relates to your country, even those who are watching my video and are obviously not from Liberia. I want you to think about these questions as well. Well, what is the richest country? Where in Africa is the richest country? What's the most progressive country? Um, what's the most visited country in Africa? I want you to think about it. And then after you ask yourself, then you ask yourself why, right? Why are these countries either one the most progressive, the richest country, and and so on and so forth, right? You ask yourself, and then you assess citizen involvement, right? You ask yourself, okay, maybe you say Ghana now becomes the most visited country in West Africa. Please don't. I didn't say all of Africa. I said in West Africa. If you're calculating within the last 3 years in terms of numbers, where people go, and and so on and so forth, and so let's say you're saying that Nigeria may be the richest country. In terms of maybe infrastructure development, or perhaps you're looking at population and therefore they're able to maybe produce more and look at GDP and other aspects of development, you could say Nigeria is, or you could say South Africa is in terms of external infrastructures or perhaps school systems or whatever you may want to assess. Then you come up with that, and then you ask yourself, okay, people within these countries, what are they really doing, right? Um, People in Nigeria, are they more progressive? Are they like hustlers? Are they like, I want to make sure this gets done. I want to make sure I build this house. I want to make sure I go to this school. I want to make sure I obtain all these resources to go to Nigeria to make it the country that I want to see, right? What are some of your peers around you from these different countries? What are they doing? Okay, that these are some of the things you need to engage yourself daily and ask yourself some very interesting questions. And then when you ask yourself all of these questions, and then you come back to yourself, and then you ask yourself these questions. One, am I an able body? Okay, I'm not sick. I live perhaps in the diaspora, and I have been so privileged to have resources. Do I have the abilities? Am I Liberian? Or my parents Liberians? And then you just ask yourself. Oh, so then you just keep asking yourself some questions and say, knowing that I'm an able body, knowing that I'm an expert in my field, whatever your field may be, um, and I'm from Liberia, and then you ask yourself, do I like how Liberia looks? Okay. Do I like that Liberia is not on the list of the most progressive, the richest country? All of these previous questions hey girl, that I asked before, then you apply it to yourself, right? Then you apply to Liberia. If you answer the questions regarding yourself, if you're able-bodied, if you have expertise, if you're from Liberia, your parents, blah blah blah, then you come back and I answer the question. With all these things being said, why then your country isn't on the list? Okay? Please, please don't say corruption. The great United States is very corrupt. Okay? Liberia is very what? Corrupt. Nigeria is corrupt. Ghana is corrupt. Everywhere is corrupt. So let's just remove corruption, okay? Let's remove corruption. America is so corrupt, but it's just not overt, okay? This country that I'm living, you're living, some of you in the United States, very corrupt. But it's not overt. It's not so visible. So you don't see it as a key problem to some things that happen, racial inequalities and jobs and corporate America, all these things. There are just some other things that screams corruption. Yes, still there's that progress. And then you talk Ghana, you talk about the progression, you talk about people coming to the country. They are also very what? Corrupt. So I want us to just remove corruption for a second. And it's not that you're turning blind eye to corruption, but you're trying to now remove yourself out of the excuses, right? That's what I'm trying to get everyone to do here today. Just like remove those things, corruption and others, as excuses and focus on you, what you can do. Okay. And so you ask yourself all of these questions, and then you tell yourself now, what is my contribution? That is the central point here. Because a lot of these countries, African countries that I've listed, to be honest with you, their citizens create more impact. Whether directly or indirectly, they create impact heavily in the country. Whether it's going to a seminar and recruiting people to come and invest into the country, they're making some type of impact. Whether it's going to a group of people and talking about how great the country is, the country has resources and opportunity to invest, they are still making a direct impact, because maybe one person out of that 200 people that you will go speak with will say, you know what, actually, let me do more research about this country. Let me go visit this country. Money is added now to your travel industry. Money is added into the country when that person go and visit. They buy from this person, whatever it is. Additional funding, additional eye is on your country. So my point is, you ask yourself, what is your contribution? That this is the central topic of discussion here. So you ask yourself, this country, this country is rich, this country is that, there's a lot of people in there. What is your individual contribution? Is the question you should be answering now. Perhaps you could say, oh, I've been trying to put my finances together, or, Emma, I haven't been back for 10 years, or I've been told the country is not good, or I've been just, then you get all these excuses, I would say. Still factor in, right? What have you done? What have you done to ensure that this your poor country is still not at the bottom? Imagine if all of us, right, were contributing something to Liberia. Our GDP would be heavily influenced. If you look at Liberia's GDP, remittances from the diaspora, okay, account for a heavy portion of the GDP. 2009, 2018, 2017, about, if I'm about right, the money that left the diaspora to go to Liberia accounted for $550 million. Tell me if that's not even almost $1 billion, half of that. So if you are pumping money into this country, okay, you are contributing heavily to the GDP. Now imagine, now think about this, right? Think about this. Other than financial contribution, if you could add skills, okay, now you will see where it takes your GDP. Because now we are talking production, okay? GDP is measured by gross domestic product. What is the country producing and putting outside, okay? And even for her own country. So take away your 550 million you sent to the country 2018, 2017, whatever, around that period, and then add your skills, and then add your expertise, and then add your business, and then add the houses you build, and just add all of those things, and then ask yourself, where will the GDP be? Okay? And this is why I talk about agriculture all the time, because as we grow in population, the world is forever growing, especially our youth population. By 2030, the population is going to be heavy in terms of youth. By 2050, it's going to double. So that means there's a huge demand for food. And so guess what? We have the soil to produce. What that will do for your GDP, it will increase your GDP if you're producing. We are not moving anywhere because there's no production, there's no manufacturing. Are we lacking in terms of resources? No, we are not. So then come back to yourself. Knowing all of this stuff, why are we still sitting and complaining about the country when we have not even asked ourselves what our contributions are? If you are not contributing at all, no complaints. It's just simple. Now, if you were contributing to the GDP, you are contributing to GDP, like I said, the 550 million that we send to the country. But how can we up that, right? And this is where your expertise comes in. This is where your positive thinking comes in. When I say positive thinking, those that go around talking like, oh, that country not good. Oh, I don't want to go to that place. Oh, that place is terrible. I'm talking about your positive thinking, the way you could say, yeah, let me erase that this country is not good. Ask myself, what have I contributed? What can I contribute? How can I be positive? How can I impact others to go and make a difference? That is exactly how you, my friend, will contribute to the country GDP. Think about this for a second. The more positive people are, people want to go to your country, people want to explore. Look, it helps. Every little thing helps. My mom always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, if you don't have anything nice to say about Liberia because you have not contributed to the country, but a lot of us in the diaspora, we have so much to contribute to the country. But we are so fixated on negativity that sometimes we get lost in what it is we are supposed to do. Okay? If I'm here contributing heavily to Liberia, and let me tell you, I have all right to be like, oh my God, this politician is not doing this. Oh my God, this person not doing. But you know why? It's not productive. It's kind of productive. It's not productive. My whole day of nagging and being negative does not put people to work. Does not produce one chicken egg. It does nothing for the country's development. Instead, I would live in my misery and just be talking about how negative and bad the place is, and knowing that I've literally contributed nothing to the economy, to the GDP that I talked about previously. So as you are reflecting on these things, as you are conversing with other people, you ask yourself, what is my own contribution? What is it? What is it? Yes, I will come to that in a little bit. What is your contribution? Seriously, what is it? Hmm? Have you left your comfort zone to go talk to an investor? Have you? Have you attended conferences to say, you know what? People are actually looking to go back home and invest. People actually now, more than ever, are going to Africa to put root on the ground because they see the financial viability in on the continent. Big companies are going there. Yeah, you might say, yeah, they're going to take care. They're going to be greedy, corporate greed, and take advantage of the Africans and steal their resources and have Facebook there and have Amazon there and other stuff. It's Look, it's business. My point is, these big corporations see what it is that we have on the continent. So they are going to where they can capitalize on their profit margins. Okay, so if you can observe and see these big companies are going there, that means as a business person, you see the big potential, and also you see how you can capitalize on what is there. We have the labor force, young folks. 70% of Liberia population consists of young people. So you meet people are there, are there to work. They're willing to work. They have the knowledge. They want to be trained to work. So that's why people are going. People are going there. So as a Liberian or a person looking to go into Liberia to develop, you have to think of it as my own contribution to the country. That's really how you need to think about it. How are you going to contribute to things that you don't like? Okay? I come on here, I show you guys the real work we're doing. Simple. I go to Liberia, I see that my car gets stuck. I see that I don't like how I go to my house. The solution is what? To help in areas that are within my control. Roads leaving from airport to Sincor, I don't have control over that in some aspect because those are very public things that need to be taken care of by what? The government or people in political power, whatever you want to say. I'm not into politics, but I'm letting you know what is within my control and what is within my control. So the things that are within my control include community development is within my control. I can go to any community in Liberia and be like, oh, I can definitely give me a few months and I would contribute to your roles within your community. I can go into Liberia and say, you know what, we're not producing onions. I'm gonna produce more onions. These are things that are within my control. I went to Liberia. I realized, you know what, people are not supplying chicken eggs. You guys know the story. I don't have to say it. And so you go and you assess, and then you see how you as an individual or individuals can contribute to the country instead of constantly saying that place not good, that place not good, that place not good. So what we need to do as we are answering and reflecting on some of these questions is to tell ourselves, what does my mind say, and how can I transform myself, and what difference I can make as an individual, as group of people. So let's go back to some of these questions here. Hey girl, hey Success Nation girl, how are you? You're absolutely right. Thank you, girl. So true. We have to hold ourselves accountable. Exactly. What a great question. Okay, hello, dear. Hey, can you speak on the home buying market? Are people looking to buy homes? All right. So, in my own humble experience, yes, a lot of people outside of Liberia, at least in my experience. Of course, I'm not alleviating those that are in Liberia, but from my experience, people have been asking, "Hey, can you build a house and sell it?" Yes, that can be done. But I'm actually not seeing individuals selling homes, building homes and selling. I see companies like the Chinese companies, like building houses and selling them to people in the diaspora. People are definitely buying it. I have a friend who just bought a house for $40,000 on the Robert Street Highway, a little small house, but at least he's not going to have a headache dealing with this person, dealing with this person. And if you are a contractor or a construction company looking to sell houses in Liberia, your selling point shouldn't be the person going to pay you that money cash down. That's why they have something in America called mortgage. But in Liberia, you don't want to apply mortgage. So what you want to probably do is to break the payments up and you will still get your money. So when you're selling a house to somebody, for example, let's say you have a house that is $150,000 and you send it to me, you cannot ask me to pay $150,000 to you. Okay? You can strategically say, I put you on this plan, I put you on a deposit, and then you do your contracts and everything else. That's the only way the house is going to sell. But what I see people doing is building ugly houses, okay, which is obviously not good. Building ugly houses and then telling people to buy it. For somebody to show me a house recently like 75,000, I was like, oh God, that house is not cute. But the land was nice. And this person said, but so if I were to buy the house, first of all, I'm not gonna buy it because it's an ugly house. But let's say the house was nice. I would advise to break it into payments, maybe a whole year, whatever it is, to break that because nobody's just gonna just waste that 75,000. So yes, to answer your question, long story short, yes, people are selling homes. Maybe they might not be up to the standard you want it, but yes, people are selling home for very expensive prices. Not cute houses either. Okay, let's see. Next top. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. The corruption in India is keeping businesses awake, unfortunately. I think I said this earlier that I don't show me a country that is not corrupt, and I will tell you I have a beach in Utah. Really, if you can really show me a country that isn't corrupt, I have a beach in Utah that I'm selling to you. That answers your question. Okay, so before we get to the contribution phase, like we need to stop talking bad about their own country. No other African country does. It is so true. It's very true. But I believe, change. We can change our perception about the country. We have to be able to say, yes, this is the situation, or these are the problems that are, that we observe within the country. But then the mindset of what you're doing. You as a person, what are you doing to change that? And where can the country go if you contribute? That's what needs to come to your mind. So when you're telling other people about Liberia, you have to you have to show some level of optimism. You have to show some level of positivity to them. That's the only way. But if you go, they said that if the house doesn't sell you, the street would never buy you. That is just a fact. So if you go talk to a group of people and talk about how bad everything is within the country, the person going to take that news and say, "Oh, Emma is a Liberian. She said the country is so bad. Trust me, listen to her. Oh, she's from there. Oh, she's from that country. So please listen to her." And then the news gonna spread. Negative news spread more than good news. So it's gonna spread that this place is bad, and so we have to really recollect ourselves and start to think more positively, and not just thinking false optimism is not great either, but to ask ourselves, how can we be impactful? That we see the problem there, we know things are not great, but what can we do to help make things great? That's what we need to ask ourselves. Let's see. Folks are also too sensitive to criticism of the infrastructure in Liberia. It's not bad to call it for what it is. You just have to work towards making it better. And I agree, but in doing so, right? So we recognize that the infrastructure is not the best, right? We recognize that. But what does it benefit us to come on in the internet to talk about? Oh my God, have you seen the roads? They're so terrible. Like, what are you trying to gain from doing such? There's a difference between having a productive conversation to somebody and saying, yeah, the infrastructure could improve. But when you just want to say the place is bad, you never go there and convincing other people not to go because of your, perception of what the country is, that's for me, that's why I have a problem. If you came to me now and say, "Hey, Emma, the road heading to Douala is terrible," I would tell you, yes, it's terrible. And then I would ask you, so what do you think is the solution? And then you probably say, "Oh, the government is, blah, blah, blah." And then I would say, is that the only concern? And so we start to have more productive conversations instead of saying, yeah, the road is bad, and then you go find a partner. Oh, the road is bad, right? Oh, the road is bad, right? It's like, what is your point? What are you trying to achieve in trying to tell everyone else that the place is bad, the road is bad? Yes, still you have not contributed to the solution. Let's see here. Yes, I'm telling you, the houses are ugly. What specifically define the area? Okay, that's the school. That's the university. Um, how do I even describe this place? I know that's the university. When you leave Dupo Road, oh God, I cannot go into description at this point because I only know one way in Liberia. To be quite fair with you, I just when I go somewhere one time, I just know how to get there that same way. I don't know how to go any other way. Not that they have any other way to go there, and that I know of. Um, I cannot tell you how to get the Fender, but I am aware is the campus is an upcoming neighborhood. A lot of people are building mainly because the school is there. So it's an upcoming neighborhood. It's not completely open yet, but as an investor and somebody looking to purchase properties on that side, I don't have an issue with that place. I don't have any colleagues or friends of mine that have purchased properties over there and they've had issues at Fender campus area, and so it's not bad in that regard. Yes, I said ugly houses because some of these people, man, the houses be like the zinc covers the whole house, and then it'd be like 75,000. I said, excuse me, what? Ugly houses. So let's see here. Hi, girl. Hello, hello. I'm a believer, but it's not easy. Oh, okay. So Liberia is now. Um, Liberia is Liberia is now competing with other African countries. How low do you have to be to try to compete with other African countries? Deshaun, not it's not a competition here. We're having a I'm just having a conversation and try to make this more of a reflective conversation. It's not a competition. I think if we want to have a discussion regarding competition to others, then I'm probably going to dip back, but I'm not, because that's not going to be productive. My goal here is to encourage people from um, people from Liberia and those that are looking to invest in the country to to to, to make more effort in doing so. So no, it's not a competition. It's just more of a somewhat of a comparison that I'm making to get people to want to do more for Liberia. I think that's the goal here. Yeah, please ask what he's talking about, but then again, I don't want to pay no mind to this person. So yeah, so what else in the greater Maria area is a good place to invest? I mean, St. Croix really is heavy with a bunch of people from different countries that have come to Lebanese mostly because they got to that area first. But the Congo town area is actually not bad. I think they could use some. I hate to say it's not it's not like they have to repaint the buildings, but I think new businesses in that area would do well in Congo Town. I don't know how much land is going for, but specifically I know Singer because I had interest in that area. But I know Congo Town is good as well if you're looking to invest. Um, Greater Monrovia or Montserrado County. Painesville is another area, though is Painesville, right? It's an upcoming area too. A lot could be done on that side of town. Um, what else? I also believe that most of the development is going towards Roberts Free Highway. To be honest with you, I observe this. I see what's coming to the place. I see the progression within the next 5 years on Roberts Free Highway, and people are going to be leaving that Monrovia side to be heading to the Roberts Free Highway side because a lot more is coming there. And just recently, I was told that in Bumming, I mean, it's a little victory. I celebrate these things, but electricity because the guys took the pole to our poultry farm. They was like, "Oh, we have light now. We have like yeah, sure. We're using solar panels before, but yeah." So anyway, the Roberts Free Highway side is a place that people are going to now. In terms of current development in Monrovia, I would say Congo Town. Congo Town definitely is a place that can pick up, can really pick up if people do more in terms of developing the area. Um, yeah, so yeah, these are really good questions. When are we gonna eat? Okay. All right. So when I sorry, it's food. I like food, so I talk about it all the time. So anyway, what about outside of Marvel? Okay, let's see. Okay, that's a very good question. So let's remove. So, Dishon, I will come back to that. When we talk about development, I think for me, I'm looking at various factors. I'm looking at maybe you're looking at infrastructure or maybe run down infrastructure or lack of planning, whatever it is that you're looking at. For me, I'm looking at GDP. So let's see here. What about outside of Monrovia? So outside of Monrovia, I am like I said, Robert Street Highway, Mangibi. Okay, so one of the most interesting facts about Mangibi is Mangibi collect taxes. Mangibi collect taxes. You guys may not know that. Mangibi does collect property taxes, and so if you own properties in Mangibi and you think you're not going to pay, you will pay at some point. They collect taxes. And so if you're going towards that side, that's where Robertsfield, the highway that I talk about, that's where it is. And there's more progression going that way. And so looking outside of Monrovia, that's a place that you want to target. Bummy is, I would say Bummy is an abandoned place. Not much is going on there, but I have a very interesting project coming up. I'm working on this project with three other people, so we are four. We are focusing on the Bummy Highway side because you have traffic there. You have the university there, and you have another private school there, and then you have this blue lake that people go to for to tour the place. But yet still you don't have much development there. So when you observe this area, you're like, okay, well, there's people there, there's traffic there. Then what can you pull there to go as a business? And you can really make a good judgment to go there. But Bami, yeah, they have electricity now. I mean, they planted some of the poles there. Electricity is very vital to one security business movement. If people feel secure, they can go and purchase things at businesses that are there late. People are more comfortable to build within those areas if there's the security is a form of security there. And so yeah, Burma is a place to consider. That's where we have our farm. So I'm a little biased. That's where this other project is coming. Our water production project is coming. We're going to start producing water in Liberia very soon. I'll touch on that later on. Um, so bombing definitely is it's close off, but then it has a lot of opportunities. That's just how I see it, how I see the place. I would tell people don't sleep on Brewerville, but the thing is, Brewerville is in Montserrado County. However, if you look at Brewerville, Brewerville is the most laid out place in Liberia. You want to debate me, you can go ahead and do your research. You actually have to go on the ground to see how well laid out that place is. Like you can see that yes, the streets, the alleys, everything is so well structured in Breville. The only thing that's needed is the road to be paved well and the tar, and Breville will be like a you're gonna see Breville like a wow, amazing. But this thing needs to be done. So it's a place that Breville is not considered like a party city. It's considered a suburb part city, right? Part suburb, part city. You don't see a lot of movement in terms of too many people trying to commit this crime, trying to do this stuff. It's just a different feel. So Burrava is a place where when you go to Monrovia, you party, you have all your fun, and just come by and just relax, and things just move like smoothly, and you can navigate between things. This is just it moves smoothly. So that's one of the places that I would definitely recommend people to go to residential, Brewerville. If you're thinking about Douala traffic and never-ending traffic, I need to read more on this document that I have in front of me, but there's the Japanese people that are going to be working on the road over there. I just need to the Douala, the road that heads to Douala, in which people have that traffic there. I have some documents that Japanese people are going to be constructing a bridge. I just need to read to find out when they're going to break ground. But so the road aspect is something that is being worked on right now. And that's going to be worked on. It's not even right now, but it's going to be worked on. Excuse me. So now that I've gone over the place of that answer, let's see. Okay, so Liberia looks at Ghana, not necessarily, and Nigeria as developed. That's a side Liberia go that way. It's not working for this country, so why Liberia don't have foresight to do better. I mean, I have mentioned. I think when I started this live, I asked the question and I said, be more reflective and ask yourself if Rwanda, Ghana, Botswana, and South Africa. These are four countries that I referenced. And then I want to talk about GDP, gross domestic product, is a very different question or conversation than the most visited country, okay? Progressive. And then when it comes to the line of GDP, what a country is producing is actually more important than what my emotion says. So I talk about those things. So maybe you follow the conversation most closely. I'm not comparing Liberia to Nigeria in terms of other factors that you are considering. But if you look at a country and how they're doing, you need to see what they're producing. You need to evaluate their GDP. You need to see security. There are other factors, but most important, look at the GDP. And that is exactly what I was talking about. I'm not comparing Liberia in other aspects. I don't know what it is that you want to compare Liberia to, or what country you want to compare Liberia to, and for what reason. I don't know. I will only know if you write it down here. Um, Okay, what about Bummy? Yeah, that's a very good question. Bummy is, I said that earlier. Bummy has a huge potential though. I mean, like people go and tour that so-called Blue Lake, and there's nothing, no restaurant, there's no parks around the place, there's no development. It's crazy to me. It's so crazy to me. But we're putting water company there, so we're gonna be producing water. At least when you guys drive around, you can go buy water there. Ah, that's hilarious. Okay, so let's see here. Hi, sis. Is your construction company taking on clients next year? Whew. When it comes to our architecture department, we are so booked. It's not even funny anymore. My architect is. I have two architects. One is from Nigeria, but she's Nigerian and Liberian. And one is from Liberia fully. He's working on four projects at a time, and she is working on four projects at a time too. And we are so full. I'm sorry. So anyway, so to answer your question in terms of construction, when it comes to the architectural work, we are so booked. We are booked, like literally, we're booked. Now, when it comes to the construction aspect, we are building a couple of homes and commercial spaces, but that tend to have we have a little bit of capacity in terms of that. This year, to be honest with you, because of the rainy season, sometimes the engineer doesn't recommend building based on the location during the rainy season. But if you have a land that is not so much water concentrated. You don't have a lot of water. We could potentially take you, but it will be October. Um, but then next year, yes, we only have a couple of hotel requests starting next year, and some shopping center. We have some shopping center in Nimba County to go work on. But yeah, so next year is a little bit, it's we have some flexibility early next year anyway. So we kind of do quarterly plan. So we do have space for next year. So yeah, that's your answer right there. Um, yeah, but building what? I think Africans don't really know what they want, and that's why they always complain about leaders. I would leave that very vague, generalized comment, and I don't think I want to respond to very broad comments. Africans don't know what they want, and in what regard you're speaking, I would just leave it as such. Hello, I love your content. I would love to have your opinion on me building in either Marshall. I love Marshall, but that place is so corrupt. Um, Marshall or Buchanan, where do you think would be best to build my house between those locations? Okay, good locations. That's a very good question. I'm a little biased when it comes to Marshall. Marshall is okay. Let me remove my emotions and let me tell you. So, if you are looking for an upcoming city with nice developments around and stuff like that, I would say Marshall. If you already have your land, to build on, and it's legit 100% Marshall. The thing is, businesses are going to Marshall, people are building nicely to Marshall, but then sometimes it feels like the place is stagnant because too many people are going through land dispute. So the time they're supposed to take to build their houses, they're disputing lands, okay? And so it stops development at some point. So that's my issue with Marshall. It's just this land dispute and chaos with land there. It just makes me like turn my head. But in terms of what people are doing there, building and all these things, I applaud the people. I really like what's going on in that place. It's closer to the airport. It's closer to shopping centers, and it's just an overall nice place. Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, one of my favorites when it comes to. I love the farmland on that side. I'm into agriculture, so I love when it comes to farming. I like that side. If you want solitude and you want to be away from all the chaos and all these things, my dear, go to Grand Bassa County. But if if you're looking to be closer to the city life and other things, Marshall. You're looking to be in a nice place, Marshall. If you already have your land and you have no land dispute, Marshall. If you want to have a second home, Grand Bassa. If you want to have a second home, Grand Bassa. Yes, Nimba County is good, but I'm coming to that. But I think the question mainly was the focus of the question is about it's about Grand Ambassador. That's why. Excuse me. Okay, so what's the other question here? Okay, yeah. So did I answer your question? I hope so. You're going to get your Z. Keep it up, but I'm building in Marshall, aka small Minnesota. Surprisingly, they have some streets or areas in Marshall called one. They have the Florida community. They are so original. You already know what that means. They're not. They have Minnesota Street. They have different interesting places in Marshall. I like Marshall. With if Marshall didn't have land dispute and all kind of chaos regarding that, I really like the place. To be honest with you, like I said, it's in a very good location. Boys Town is nearby. Dwazer is nearby. The airport is nearby. ELW is not far away. So it's a good residential place. It's just they are so problematic when it comes to the land issue. Um, so Nimba County is a good one. Okay, so then this person says Nimba County is also good. Yes, Nimba County is one of the most progressive cities or counties um, in Liberia. Not only that they have 24-hour electricity, people are just very progressive, looking to work, looking to start a business, looking to do something, and not sitting and looking for somebody to feed them. They're just always moving and moving and moving. And to be honest with you, I went to Newman County and I was out late. Okay, I was out late. I went to a bar at 11, and I was just fine. I enjoy myself. I actually enjoy myself in Newman than I've had the privilege to do so in other areas or to enjoy myself in other areas. I was just very happy to see people were like coming around, like, "Hey, do you guys have work? Do you have a business in Monrovia that I can go and work?" And just the progressiveness of the place, and having electricity 24 hours make things a little easier because now stores are open, businesses are moving because stores are open, people can buy and just and then people houses don't need to have all this like bars. I just didn't see too many lazy people in New York County. I don't know. That's just my observation. Again, maybe I wasn't there for that long to see such. I don't go looking for negativity. I just go there to point out what the good things people are doing there and capitalize on it. And that's it. So yeah, honestly, if Niba didn't have concession center, which is like the Yekepa area, I would have gone over there and invest already. I would have actually have businesses over there, but it's a little risky to go to those concession centers and try to build things there because what if the next company comes on after 5 years, you could lose your business, and or perhaps you could just continue to renew your contracts. It's a little risky when it comes to that, but other than that, Nimba is definitely one of my favorites. um yeah, we move. Let's see what's next. uh, Too much medicine. This medicine stuff that people talk about, I just try not to pay attention to it. you know. Oh, look, I was in San Quile, okay? I was in San Quile. I went to Yucapa. I went to Little Vegas. They have a Vegas in Yuba County, yo, my people. The people are so now original. They have a Vegas. I said, so where are all the where are the clubs in Vegas? How do you go to Vegas in Yuba County and the clubs are closed and the bars are closed? So I said, really? Have you guys gone to Vegas in the US and find places closed? Like seriously, if you're gonna copy a place, you should at least live up to the expectation of the place. They didn't even have Malta. They didn't have beer. They didn't have mocktails nor cocktails. So I was like, you guys, you're naming this place Vegas and you don't have any of these things. Oh my goodness. But I see Because again, like I said, the place in Yekepa is more like a convention center, so people cannot really build businesses. So in the whole place, they have one restaurant, and that place can be so crowded. Um, but if you go to Saniquile, Ganta, like those places, there's a bowling spot, and things are moving on there, and I like it. I think I would spend more time there, not the medicine part, but I would spend more time there. They have a good road that they have a good road ahead into the place anyway. If there's another location that provides that, I would love to go there. Okay. Oh, other than the medicine. Um, let me see where other place that I honestly people don't talk about this place, but Kakata does also have electricity. Okay, Kakata has electricity. Kakata is a very small little place, and not much is going on there. Um, I love the idea actually. Um, Not much is going on in Kakata, but it's a cool place. I like to go over there and hide out a little bit. It's a cool place, and I don't know why people are really not developing over there, but it's yeah, they have electricity. Every little hut that you see, even a hut, got electricity in Kakata. Okay, you see everyone just outside with electricity and cool and yeah, but not a lot of development is going there. I don't know. It's another place too. Um, one of the most stunning. I don't know. Um, one of the counties in that place that I really like is so beautiful. But this our mindset needs to change. Is Grand Mount. Oh, what a beauty! That place is gorgeous. Okay, if you love the water like I do, then you know that place is beautiful. But it's just the mindset of the people in that area. It's really hard to change. It's really, really hard to change. And so that's one of the downfalls of that place. Um, let's see. Yeah, Z, do you think we can create a development conference in December? Like where? Are you talking Liberia? Are you talking the diaspora? I think it's a brilliant idea actually. They're having a few people invited me to some things that are happening in Atlanta, that the Clarice. Um, but yeah, I think it will be very beneficial to us that development expo. Um, yeah, create workshops, conferences, business brew where potential investors can meet developers and contractors and network with banks and reps. I definitely believe that. I think it will be a right step in the. It would be a good step in the right direction. One of okay, so we have July 26th events in America. The reason I don't attend those events is because I don't see it being productive. I think it's more like parties. There's nothing wrong with party. Trust me, I party once in a while, but if we could use these events like the July 26th event to really establish a cause to focus on. Like you can have fun, people can dance, but then at the end of the day, people who attend these July 26th events within the diaspora could say, okay, this year we will collect funds and build a clinic in Monrovia, or we collect funds and go to Lofa and do this there. I think this July 26th event could be that productive. And like you said, development conference, networking, all of these things, these are some of the best times to get this stuff going. But we are so focused on getting together for July 26th and just like drinking and dancing and crying and cursing each other and splurging our money. It's like these are the most important times that we should be focusing on developing. And because you already have the audience, right, on July 26th, it will be best to pitch some of these things. But what do I know? So yes, the development conference would be great. I'll sign me up for that. I'm interested in networking and also meeting with like-minded people and people who are really looking to be change agents within the country. We move. Let's see. That's another. Okay, okay, I see. All right, Maryland is beautiful, but medicine and road makes it different. Like, oh my God, that's my county. I was born in Maryland. I love that place. But Lord have mercy, everything you've said here, it scares me so much to go to Maryland County. Maryland is so beautiful, my goodness. But my grandma also says, just stay away from the place a little bit. Um, it's sad. It's really sad because that's one of the areas I want to go in and put some boots on the ground. But I'm just so afraid of the place and the things that they do there. It's not productive at all. And the road is not that great. My mom and grandma they go to Maryland. I say, oh, come by, yeah, have a good time. But I just I'm just afraid. And then the road connectivity is not that great. So when you want to take the helicopter, I'm afraid also because it's a helicopter and you don't know. So I don't go there. But honestly, Maryland is like the top of my list of places that if developed, our tourism sector could really, really, really go far if we focus on Maryland. Look at the place, Cape Palmas. Look at Cape Palmas. Like, look at that place. Plebo City, like, man, all the fun that happened in Plebo City. And then look at the beautiful harbor, the water, okay? Just look at Maryland. Maryland is so beautiful for our minds. We'll always put the place down. We don't have development. Maryland's supposed to be one of the most developed areas in the country. One of the most developed areas in the country. But you know what? Our mindset has left us stagnant, unfortunately. The same with Cape Mount. Cape Mount people have problems. They just believe that everyone in Liberia will go and build a mosque there. Not that I have not a mosque, but a church. And the thing like people are gonna have Christian centers. The thing that it just all kinds of things, and this is the mindset that we need to cleanse. We need to cleanse our mindset, okay? Because it's really putting us behind. Um, Maryland is beautiful, but medicine. Yep, I said that already. Anyway, so yeah, so these are. So I hope I have responded to some of your concerns and questions or whatever comments here. Thank you guys for watching. I have a project to do. Oh my goodness, I'm dragging this project back. If you guys watch Black Panther, the movie, my client was the one that designed the whole set. And she designed the outfits, the costumes, and everything. And I have to do a draft to send it to her publicist so they can send it to Vogue. And I'm so overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start with this information I have to send out. And and I'm on YouTube talking plenty. So yes, I have to. I'm dreading this. Honestly, I've been trying. I woke up this morning. I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna write? What am I gonna write? And then I said, let me come on YouTube and I kind of free my mind. And I'm still thinking about my god, what am I gonna write? What am I gonna write? Because I need to write about the pieces that's on Angela Bassett. Oh my god, and then Lupita, and I'm like, oh my god. And so my mind hurts. My mind, my brain hurts. So I need an assistant to write it. I just can split my money with you. Anyway, so we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, when big movies like these are coming out, everybody will need to get the publicity, and so, but getting this stuff out is a pain in the head. Okay, but you guys pray for me. Pray for me because the publicist is gonna come into moment. Emma, do you have it? And I'll be like, oh, I don't have it. I was on YouTube running my mouth. Anyway, it will get done. It will get done. We'll get these things done last minute. So yeah. So when you guys see anything written about the jewelry, you know where it came from. If it's bad, I didn't write it. If it's good, I wrote it. If it's good, the publicist didn't write it. Think about it. I wrote it. She published it. If it's bad, she wrote it. So that's the news you should take. We move. Anyway, so I think that's the end of the conversation here. Anything else that you guys want to talk about? I don't think we have anything else to talk about. But stay tuned. Stay tuned to our road work in the Burrillville area. Tomorrow they should actually be done putting the red dirt and then they will be compacting, and then they'll have the motor grader to put it in shape. Oh, everything is forming. And then we're going to inquire about tar. Oh, so much. A lot of good things are happening, and I say we should be the change agents that we need to be in order to help with the transformation of the country. Not so much so of um, our little contribution, but like how we can transform. That's what we need to ask ourselves. So anyway, like I said at the beginning of this live, ask yourself, how are you contributing to Liberia? What is your own contribution? How can you reflect and say, yeah, maybe I'm not doing much. What can I do? How can I be involved? Or what type of conversations can I have? Who can I network with? Have productive conversation. Let Liberian people be known for having productive conversations too. Not just going on Facebook and fighting and doing all kinds of things, okay? Let us be productive for once and make an impact in our beautiful country. Last year, December, we had about 5,000 people from the diaspora who went to Liberia. This year, honestly, it's almost going to be doubled, okay? Even though we're in a recession, but for some reason, more and more people. It's not even the dual citizenship, because that's not even in fact it's not effective yet, and so. But what I see now is more millennials are looking to go there to really see what's happening and how they can make an impact, which is good, and that's what we're preaching here, for more and more people to go and make an impact. Honestly, when I see house plans and we're breaking ground on apartments and buildings, I'm like, wow, I didn't know this. My little YouTube has been making some impact across, and so let more and more people continue to push the country forward, and foster the development agenda. I think that will help all of us to make the country and or see the country where we would like to see, and leave the country behind to our kids, our families, or whoever it is that we're going to be leaving it to. Whether it's your cats or not, make sure it's a good country. Um, make sure it's a good country that you're leaving behind. But anyway, let me leave you guys with this. A journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step, one single step. And so when you have some time and think about your contribution, don't think about it so much that, oh, I don't have thousands of dollars, or I don't have millions of dollars. The idea that you've thought about the country is the first step. The second step is to put words into action. That becomes your second step. Okay? And even if you can do that, maybe you don't have the resources, then all you can do is what? Be positive. It doesn't hurt to be a positive person regarding your country. It doesn't hurt at all. And most importantly, you don't need millions of dollars to do things in Liberia. You don't know. You really don't. It takes motivation. It takes a lot of willingness. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of saying to yourself, the diaspora, wherever you are, is not your home, it's your house, to get things going. Once you know that, yeah, this is my visiting ground. Whenever I think about doing things in Liberia, I say, yeah, I'm visiting America for a little bit, and I need to go to my house. It's like you go visit your friend, right? And you have your home. You're not gonna stay at your friend's house all year round. You know your comfort zone is your house. So in this case, Liberia is your house. Liberia is your home, is not your house. In this case, your friend's house is where you're visiting. Liberia is your home, so therefore that's where you need to go, and put all your energy and effort. So that's what you need to think of when you're thinking about the country and this and that about it. How you can make an impact. Yeah, good economics is so important, but like, bro, we focus so much on immediate pleasure and not long-term prosperity. It's true. We are so consumed with instant gratification, and so whatever produces an instant result is what we look into, and that's why in our community we don't talk investments, we don't talk money, because it's not instant. The money doesn't come like this. It's when somebody talk about long-term plan and investment, we think, oh my God, oh, it's gonna take me 10 years to generate money. Like nobody's thinking about that. It's gonna take me 10 years to for a place to develop. Oh hell no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, let me come to you. Oh my God, do you know how we can make fast money? Oh, tell me. And you said we are a society of instant gratification, and honestly, we need to kind of change that a little bit when it comes to this country, and that things need to be gradually done, and eventually we will reap the benefits that we want to reap. But we have to sow the seed first. We need to take that single step, and then gradually build on whatever it is, and then we can see it grow. We can do modifications along the way. We can increase our leadership ability along the way, and then make the difference that we would like to see. And that, my people, is all. At the end of the day, we move. Bye.